Hey everyone! Today I have got a really fun project to do with you, and that is putting together this new planter. Vego Gardens was nice enough to send me one of their rolling, self-watering citrus planters just to try out and see how I liked it, because I do have so many things growing in raised beds and in pots. So I thought that it would be really fun to put it together with you so that you can see what it looks like and some of the features that it has. And I have got a very special fruit tree that I'm going to be putting in this. So let's get started. I brought my little white table out so that I could work more comfortably without having to be on the ground. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. I am a sucker for great packaging. I love that. That is so cute. It says room to grow. That's really cute. They had three colors. They had gray, they had white, and they had this green color. And I really liked this green color. I think it'll look really good up against my brick house. So, these are all of the pieces. So I'm hoping that it will be really easy to put together. So let's get all of this out. We've got all of the metal parts that make up the outside of the planter here. So I'll get those out. These caster wheels are actually super heavy duty. That's the first thing I'm noticing, is that it's a really nicely built and it's got little brakes on it. So if I wheel it into place, I can put the brakes on so that it doesn't escape. This must be all the hardware. Yep, all the hardware right there. That's good. Directions, very important. And this must be for the self-watering system. The directions say the first thing I need to do is to remove the plastic film that these panels come with, just to keep them from getting scratched. So I'm gonna do that. Now I'm going to be lining these up and putting in the cap nuts. So far the directions are pretty easy to follow. So you just do the first two holes and then you can move on to the next step. So I'm going to do that now. Just gonna hand tighten them for right now. All right, those are the first two. That wasn't too painful. You're supposed to do the first two rows of these, probably just to keep it together while you're doing the rest of it. So far so good, no problems here. All right, I've got the first two rows done. Now I need a little sip of tea. Okay, the directions say to attach the adapter to the frame. These adapters to this frame. And I've already done one. It seems pretty straightforward. And the nice thing about this is that they have already given you the two little tools that you need, the Allen wrench and all of that. So I'm gonna do that next. This is the one I've already done. So it looks like that. Now I'm going to move on to the next one. Making sure that I don't get them upside down, because sometimes that happens to me. I apologize for my gardener hands. They are a mess and I know it, and I'm sorry about that. But that's what happens when you spend all of your free time digging in the garden. You do not have manicured hands for sure. Just got one more. So far this is going pretty fast. All right, that's done. Let's look at the next step. Step 4 says connect the casters or the wheels. So let's do that next. All right, so for this next part, you have two different kinds of wheels or casters. One has a brake and the other type has no brake. And the directions say you need to place them on opposite sides. You do the washer, the bolt, line it up, put your cap nut on like that. Then you're going to take your tools and tighten that. So you put this on this side, use your Allen wrench on this side, and you pull with this one, and then you can just tighten it up. So you end up with opposite caster types on each corner. So this does not have a lock, the next one does have a lock, this one does not, and this one does. I found it easiest to secure the bed to the wheelbase by turning it upside down and working on it this way. So what you're looking at is just resting this metal edge in between the adapter and the little flare or the hook, and then securing the bolt in this way. Once you're finished, it will look like this on the outside. It will look like this on the inside. All right, I have the frame put together. I've got the safety edge on top. I have it attached to the casters and the adapters. And the last thing to do is to put in the wicking cell bottom. This is the water reservoir that is going to allow it to self-water. So let's put that in now. Just fits right down inside like that. Now I'm going to be putting the rest of the bolts into the holes on these other sides. All right, the very last part is actually really cool. This will show you, this little watering tube, it will show you through this float how much water you have in there. So if you can't see this, it says refill, half full, and max full. So that is actually a very handy little thing to have, so you can keep track of how much water you have in the reservoir of this planter. I'm going to install this, and then I can put in my soil, which is the exciting part. Right along this side, it fits down into this opening, and that is all. Now I can fill this with soil. This is the Vego Garden self-watering rolling citrus planter. This planter is 22 inches tall and 24 inches wide, so I think that it's going to accommodate my dwarf fig tree. I think it would do really well for citrus or for other dwarf fruit trees too. With a depth of 22 inches and a width of 24 inches, that's going to accommodate a lot of different root depths. I also love the fact that it is made out of non-toxic materials. You all know that I'm always trying to get away from plastics when I can, so I'm really excited to be able to grow in a food grade material like this. All right, I am all finished putting it together, and I really like the color. Look how cute that is, y'all. And it's got the wheels on the bottom that will allow me to change the location of this planter as I need to. And it's right next to my patio door, which means I can just roll it right inside when it gets a little too cool outside for the tree. All right, this is my favorite part, planting my tree. So I've got a good quality potting soil. It's got some vermiculite and some perlite in it so that it's really well draining. So I'm going to fill up this planter, and then we will plant our tree. It is definitely a windy day out today. I have got the soil in the planter, and now I am going to be planting this little fig. This is the Phenomenal dwarf fig tree. This will be 30 inches or less for a fig tree, which is amazing. So I think in this 24-inch wide pot, this is going to be a really perfect space for this to get nice and wide and happy, and to provide me with a lot of figs right here on my courtyard garden. And then if it gets too cold, I can just wheel it right into the house. There's a patio door right behind where I'm keeping this planter, so I think it's going to be really convenient. Just look how cute this fig looks. I'm so excited to see how it does in this new planter, and I'm really excited about some of the features with this planter, like the rolling wheels, being able to roll it right inside or into the shade if I need to. So I think this is going to be a really good fit for my courtyard garden. I'll give you all an update on the planter in a few months just to let you know how I like it. I will leave a link to their website below, along with a discount code if you would like to order and get a little bit of money off of your first purchase. They are having a sale right now through the first week of December, so if you would like to check that out, you can go there right now and get one for yourself to try. I just learned about Vego gardening products when they contacted me and asked me if I would like to try this planter. When I was looking at their website, I saw they have a lot of different options for small space gardeners in the form of raised beds and rolling planters like this, as well as indoor gardeners. I'm Kara from So Arizona. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and planting this adorable fig tree. Until next time, happy gardening.